Now here you go with a doozy. This is quite a really hard thing to interpret, and I don't have the answer completely on this one. But Beth asks, does a Godhead live inside born-again believers of the Holy Spirit only? Maybe because they are one. In other words, the triune nature of God, of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. They are one and can't be separated. And so, yeah, I believe it's not three spirits in us, like the Spirit of the Father, the Spirit of the Son, and then the Holy Spirit. And then we have, like, the Holy Spirit has, I don't know, there's multiple spirits or something. It is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Very clear through the Scriptures. And for years, I didn't understand the Trinity, the so-called, which the word isn't in the Bible, but it's certainly there all over the place. It's saturated all over the place. There is a Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. They're all divine. And I can't understand it all, but I understand it a lot more. And you can look up my videos. Hopefully I have some out there about the nature of the Trinity. I got a lot more understanding over time. I really very satisfied with how they work together. In this question, whether it's how do you differentiate between, are they separate, are they distinct from each other? And I'm going to have to try and answer with a yes and no. Somehow they're all one, and they're also very distinct. I had a revelationary experience that was very real to me, where I knew it was the Holy Spirit, and it was not the Father, and it was not Jesus, and He was speaking to me. Absolutely knew it. And He actually came, in a sense, outside of me in this real event. It was reality. Nobody can refute, nobody can tell me I didn't have this, and I know it is by revelation, where the Holy Spirit spoke to me. Very, very powerful. And He revealed Himself to me in many different ways, which we're not going to go into. Well, several different ways, I should say many, but it was so special. But I realized it was the Holy Spirit. It was not the Father, and it was not Jesus. And yet, the Spirit of God is the Spirit of the Father and the Spirit of Jesus. Now, that's where I can't figure that out, like, not yet, but they're definitely one. So when God is speaking to me, it's the Holy Spirit. Who is it? It's the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Maybe all of them. Maybe it was specifically the Holy Spirit, and sometimes it's specifically Jesus. It's the Spirit of the Father that's talking to me as His child, His Son. In a sense, I'm not a child at all of Jesus. I'm a brother of Jesus. I'm a child of the Father. So there is a distinction of the functions and roles. They have a role to play, each one of them, in their wonderful Godhead. And that word Godhead, what does that exactly mean? I'm not sure what that is. Deity, the Godhead of, exactly what the definition of that is. But I'm saying that there is a distinctiveness in the persons of the Godhead, definitely. And there's other times when I don't know who it is that's speaking to me. It could be all of them at once if they wanted to be. God can do it. He's outside of our dimensions. We're three-dimensional. I think one of the reasons I really relaxed, wasn't tense on it, but it settled into more understanding. It's a comprehension of the incomprehensible. It's a comprehension of the fact that God is outside of three dimensions. I think He's further out in more dimensions. Therefore, He can be one and three at the same time. You can't understand that. And some people are still like, their little finite minds they won't accept it. And they're kind of suggesting, well, if I can't accept it mentally, intellectually, then it's unacceptable. It's not very smart to me. I think it's foolish. Are you suggesting that you have to understand God before you can to be able to accept Him, and some of the dimensions or other dimensions, otherworldly sense of how awesome God is? It's terrible. Anyway, so I don't even know if I answered it. Yes, I'll say it again, that there's one God, three persons. Holy Spirit is the agent on the earth, where I believe that there is really a God of the Father and God and the Son, literally in the heavens, and that they all work together in me in the form of obviously, spirit. But there's times that it could be the Father speaking through His Spirit, the Holy Spirit, as a Father in His role, or the Son, or the Holy Spirit himself distinctly not the... It says, Jesus said, the Holy Spirit will glorify me and testify of me. It's the Holy Spirit, it's not Jesus. He's speaking and glorifying Jesus. He doesn't speak of himself. And there are times he will reveal himself, but mainly he's going to speak of Jesus. And he's going to glorify the Father. They all work together as one. How are you going to put your finger on all that and just define it? You're boxing God in if you think you can. And so, but it's wonderful thinking about. Thanks for the question. It's pretty deep.